Season has just been re-released and I thought it would be interesting to try and compare it with the original version. It's an odd map to remake since the original itself looked pretty good. Let's start with CT Spawn. Straight away I ran into problems when comparing the two, since the size and shape of the areas have changed. I never had any problem comparing different versions of the official maps since they really are the same as the old ones but with a lick of paint. With D-Season I wouldn't be surprised if FMP1 pretty much started it again from scratch. It's sometimes hard to tell that they're even the same areas. In all honesty, I'm not in the best position to compare gameplay between the two maps because I haven't played them enough, but I can say that they will be different since there are plenty of new corners, and those that were there before have often changed position. So anyway, onto what's changed. The difference between a good and great map, artistically speaking, is the amount of vertical detail. The new version definitely looks better than the old one if you run about it looking upwards. Like it or loathe it, a lot of love has gone into the architecture. Oh, at least the truck's still there. I'm mentioning vertical detail because I believe that this is one area where the new map definitely trumps the old one. In these comparison shots, it really doesn't do justice to the new season unless I pan around. That's the problem with comparisons. It's hard to make a fair judgment, especially when the detail in the map is distributed around different locations. And for those of you who know the map, you'll see that we've moved right across to T-Spawn. As far as I'm concerned, both versions look good. However, I think that the simpler, more distinctive colour palette of the new version holds it together better, rather than it just being a mix of random and rather generic looking buildings. This simple colour palette is a controversial topic to cover since it might be more realistic for a place to use less uniform colours. You're not exactly going to go around painting everything green. I can understand why some people might find the new colour palette a bit drab, but I have to congratulate FMP1 for making use of an original mix of colours. I tend to find that when making maps, I gravitate towards blue and orange since it makes everything look better. Movie posters do the same, and I find them the most pleasing colours to work with. FMP1 on the other hand has dabbled with other colours in previous maps. Gualio, I think that's how you say it, was pink and light blue. Doing this has one big advantage. It's easy to recognise the map. There's a big bonus in being able to identify a particular map regardless of the location shown, and the clean, bold and vivid colours of FMP1's maps certainly make them stand out from the rest. It's not as if the entire map is green. There are many rooms with a variety of colour palettes, but they're all very simple. I'm only speculating here, but I reckon that this could improve the gameplay as well. Those less acquainted with the map can simply shout out that the enemy's in Orange Room, rather than Kitty, Short, Yum Yum and other often confusingly titled locations. Look at the amount of detail. If anything, the new version has less. Just look at that building there. Blank. I'm not sure how to explain that. Perhaps it's high up and is visible from a lot of the map, so uses few details so as to keep the frame rates high. It certainly acts as a focal point and may help guide players in the right direction. I do feel that the new version has improved readability, though admittedly not as well as it could have. Having a limited knowledge of this map helps me here. Looking at the old screenshot, I'd be more confused about where I had to go. I would perhaps check around this corner, or try the door here, or would assume that you shouldn't go this way because there's a similar closed garage style door up close that's obviously inaccessible. And then I'd feel stupid for not noticing the sprayed on, generic looking directions to the bomb sites here. But in the new version, I'd assume that by following the road around that I'd get to somewhere. The rest of the scenery is left clean and as a result, less distracting. I'd still have missed this ramp here though. So yeah, the new one makes it obvious where I can't go, but could perhaps make it more obvious where I can go. This is admittedly a small issue since most people will quickly learn the layout. Shadows are a touchy subject. Without them, the world looks boring. In fact, let's see what this map looks like without any. Ew. But use too many of them, however, and it becomes difficult to play the map since people can lurk in dark corners. Because of this, I can completely understand FMP1's decision to have them, but to keep them brightly lit. It's the best solution if this map is to be played competitively. I do think that it could look a lot better with increased contrast. You could have spectacular looming shadows casting pretty patterns across the walls, bright areas next to dark ones and so on. Imagine this map at night. It could look amazing and have the main routes through the level brightly lit so that people always knew where to go. But like I said before, it wouldn't play as well, and I'm sure that FMP1 resisted the urge to use more varied lighting many times in order to keep this map competitively viable. I do consider it a dilemma for mappers, since people judge maps on the screenshots, and a competitively viable map might be overlooked in favour of a garishly lit level with frustrating gameplay. The reason for going on about lighting and shadows is that I think that the map would look more realistic if the lighting had increased contrast. As it is, the map almost looks too perfect, and it probably doesn't do justice to the number of custom textures and props used. It's a masterpiece of a map, and to top it all off, should play very well. You can't ever please everybody when making a map, as you have to balance numerous conflicting elements off against each other. Ultimately, it's down to the mapper to choose the route that they want to go down, fully aware that some people won't be happy with it. You can't please everybody. And of course, the real benefit of a well-lit, brightly coloured level is that players are easy to see. You'd have a hard time trying to blend in with de-seasoned, Mirror's Edge-esque environments. I haven't bothered comparing every single area of this map in this video, but I hope that it has been an entertaining and thought-provoking video to watch. I can't help but want to pick apart what other level designers produce, but at the end of the day, it is only speculation and I'm probably either trivialising or overanalyzing the points I cover. I only wish that more mappers would reveal the thought processes and decisions that they make when making the maps that we love playing on, as it would benefit the community as a whole.